In my last video, I was telling you guys how Navy Federal has sent me an email discussing how to earn and save more with the Navy Federal membership. Well, there was a benefit and feature that I didn't mention, and that was the CLOC. So in today's video, we want to talk about, is the CLOC worth it, and is there a better option? Let's get into it. Hey everybody, I'm Tasha from the Major Change Group, where we believe small changes can create big results. And if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. We talk about credit, budgeting, and student loans. I always love when you guys leave me comments and let me know what credit cards that you guys have, because y'all know I have my 2 credit cards with Navy Federal, and I'm trying to get my trifecta. So I have the Navy Federal Flagship and I have the Navy Federal More Rewards. But also, I've had a few comments where you guys are talking about that you have a CLOC. And I told one of the people that had made a comment, okay, I'm going to have to look into this CLOC. Plus, I've been seeing videos about CLOC, and I'm just like, okay, is this a true benefit and is it worth it? So we're going to go over to the site and we're going to dig into the checking line of credit with Navy Federal. But let me know in the comments, do you have a CLOC, and are you really liking the CLOC? So let's go over to my computer and we're going to dig a little bit deeper. So when you go over to the site, you want to click on the checking and the savings feature and benefits. And that's going to take you to all of the things that are included with the Navy Federal checking accounts. So it tells you that there are no monthly fees associated, which are great. Then it's going to take you to the checking protection options. And they have 3 types of coverage that you can get. So first you have the savings transfer. And with this option, if you have money in your savings account and you overdraft on your account, it's going to automatically take the money from your savings account. And this option is free. And I really like this option. Next, they have the checking line of credit. And this is what we really want to dig into. So this protects your account from overdrafts and denied transactions. So this covers large and unexpected expenses that may occur. Now, did you see that the checking line of credit has a 13 to 18, well, almost 18% interest rate associated with it? Now, that is a pretty high interest rate. Now, they have one other option, and that is the optional overdraft protection, and this covers overdrafts for checks, ATMs, AHCs, bill pay, and debit card transactions as well. This has a $20 fee for each overdraft. Now, before we dig into the checking line of credit a little bit more, these are overdraft protections. And so the thing is, do you really want to overdraft on your checking account? But I'm going to get into, do I think it's worth it, and what are some other options that may be better than doing a checking line of credit, especially with a 13 to almost 18% interest rate. But let's look into this a little bit more. So in this section where it's talking about the 3 protections that you have for your checking account, it really doesn't go into a whole lot more detail. So I went searching on the site and I was typing in checking line of credit. So I was able to find this pamphlet where it dig a little bit deeper into all 3 of the protections, but we're going to focus more in on the checking line of credit. So let's look at it and see what it says. So when we're reading this under the checking line of credit, as it states, it provides overdraft protection fees, and it also states that you can enjoy this access when you need cash, and these credit lines are generally $500. Now, it does state that the checking line of credit does require credit approval, but these fees may be a little bit less expensive than the overdraft protection fee. Now, when you look at it a little bit more and you read the fine print, it states that generally the credit lines are $500, and the additional amounts may be available to applicants who have certain relationships with us, such as long-term memberships, active duty members, or members with direct deposit. Now, let me know in the comments if you have a checking line of credit. Do you have a checking line of credit that's over $500? Because this is stating that generally the checking line of credit is only going to be about $500. Now, when I read this is more so of a checking protection, like if you're having these overdraft fees. Now, I'm just thinking about this, and I don't know that I would want to do an overdraft protection that has a 13 to almost 18% interest rate. So now we're going to go into my thoughts on what are some better options. Now, you guys know, if you watch my channel for any amount of time, I really use my credit cards like my debit card. So you probably know where I'm going with this. Now, when I got approved for the Navy Federal Flagship, I barely got $7,000. But this is where your budget really comes into play. Now, don't click off right now since I'm going into budget. But really looking at your budget or writing down how much money you have coming in compared to how much you have going out, this is really going to help you. Because let's say like my expenses are usually about $3,400 to $3,500 a month. And for the most part, I use my credit card for most of my expenses, except for my car note and my mortgage and maybe my Comcast bill. But all of my other bills I try to pay with my credit card. And so let's say with the Navy Federal Platinum credit card, that credit card has the lowest interest rate at 5.99 to about 18%. I want to say with the Navy Federal Flagship, that might be at 9.99. And then the Navy Federal More Rewards, I think that's at a 9.65. But say like me, I use my credit cards like my debit card because I do my budget first and then I swipe my card and then I make the payments. I usually make the payments weekly or bi-weekly. So if you have a credit limit of, let's say like with my Navy Federal Flagship, it's about $7,000. But then, you know, I know you guys have those high credit card limits on your cards. With my Navy Federal More Rewards, that has a $25,000 credit limit. So you're not going to overdraft on your credit cards, and your interest rate on your credit cards are going to be way less than if you do this checking line of credit, especially if you have $15,000 checking line of credit. So I think if you use your credit cards like your debit card, you won't really need the checking line of credit because it has a high interest rate in my mind. But let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on this? Now, I suggest using your credit cards over the checking line of credit. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, and turn your notification bell on so you will be the first to be notified when new content drops. And I thank you so much for watching. Until next time.